Well, good evening, my friends. Kevin the Comic Doctor coming to you with another live CGC unboxing. Tonight, I've got 3 boxes to share with you. And then we're going to talk a little bit about CGC's current state of affairs, quality control, and unfortunately, some bad experiences I've been having over the last week or so. I'm going to share all that with you probably halfway through the show. But guys, hey, I'm Kevin the Comic Doctor. I'm a comic book presser. I'm also an authorized CGC dealer located up in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Like I said, this is a live CGC unboxing. And these are not my books, my friends. These books belong to all my amazing clients. And every week I come on here. This week, my second time, I did a pre-recorded show yesterday. I come on here and I share books as they come back from CGC. So I'm not sure exactly what I have here. I got some signature series books in here. I got some pre-screen books in here. I think these are mostly modern books today from a quick cursory glance, but you never know. You never know. Here we go. All right. So, oh, by the way, hit that subscribe button, won't you? Hit the like button, and you can join our chat later on, but you must be a subscriber to do so. If you have any questions about comic pressing, grading, what have you, join the conversation. But again, you must be a subscriber to do so. So please hit that subscribe button right now. Okay, here we go. So first off, we have a Captain America number 25, who is a new Captain America in a 9.8. We also have an Amazing Spider-Man number 4 in a 9.8. We have a New Mutants 98, first appearance of Deadpool, of course, in a 9.6. And if you're new here, you'll see me kind of pausing and perusing the slabs, and I do that because, hey, I'm checking to see if there's any cracks or damage to the slabs, because if there are, I can send them back to CGC to be reslabbed. And you know what? With their new packaging, I'm going to have to tell you, I'm not seeing a lot of damaged slabs anymore, which is a good thing. I miss their boxes, but aside from that, it's a good thing. Okay, great. We got a 9.8 copy of X-Men 141. Yeah, it's a modern submission right here. Beautiful copy in white pages. We also have a 9.6 copy of Spider-Man 601. Of course, one of the more popular J. Scott Campbell covers. Our chat room is starting to fill up. How you doing, guys? I'll come over to the chat room very soon to see who's here and to say hello. And if you are new here tonight, where are you watching from? I like to find out where my subscribers are watching from. I get a real kick out of that. We have a Moon Knight number 1 in a newsstand edition, 9.6. And we have a Predator number 1 from 2022 in a 9.8 copy. My stack is getting really high. I'll finish these ones up. Looks like this. We have a Something That's Killing the Children pen and ink number 1 from Boom Studios in a 9.8. Only because I'm running out of room. Only because I'm running out of room. And we have a 9.6 copy of Daredevil number 184 with a Punisher appearance. And there she is right there. 9.6. Okay, I'm going to pack these other ones away. But while I do so, I'll go over to the chat room and see what you guys are talking about or see who's here. Chat window, there it is. Dave House is here. How you doing, Dave? Good to see you. Danon's here as well. Some of the regulars. Trevor's here. How you doing, Trev? Eric McGowan. Good evening, Doc. Good to see you. Derek Neiman's here. Kev, happy Wednesday. Yeah, it's weird to be here on a Wednesday. I usually do these streams Tuesday evenings at 8:30. But last night I had a concert to attend. My daughter is a singer, and she had her first concert choir at university, so we went there last night. And I just happened to have a video in the bag, in the can, so I just pulled that pre-recorded video out, and it was quite handy, and showed it off last night. So yeah, that's why I'm here on a Wednesday. Kind of an odd thing. Mech 15 from Troy, New York. Wow, I've been to Troy, New York. Been a long time, but I have been to Troy, New York. There are 31 of you guys here. Only 8 likes. Please, guys, hit the like button too. That does help the analytics out. It kind of helps YouTube, send my show out to new viewers, which is greatly appreciated. Almost ready to go on to the next batch here. All right, last but not least, put this guy away. Captain America's gone. Bye-bye. And next we have Deadpool. Deadpool number 1 in a 9.8. This book here, a little challenging to press because of the raised print on there, but great to see it in a 9.8. I'll move that over for you. We also have some Signature Series books here. We have a TMNT number 11, signed and sketched by Kevin Eastman. This is from the London, Ontario show. We're getting these back now. We also have a TMNT 146, also signed by Eastman. This one here, I believe, is Mark's book right here. We have New Age Comics number 1, fan graphics books. Now this is pretty cool. This I believe this is one of the first appearances of the Turtles right here. I think. What year is this? I'm gonna say 85. Maybe not the first appearance, but maybe the first color appearance. I think there's something significant about that. But anyhow, pretty cool. Kevin signed right there in silver. Super nice guy, too, by the way. Kevin Eastman, if you ever have a chance to meet him or get a signing by him, very personable guy. Very nice man. We have a Lethal Protector in a 9.8. We also have a ASM 361. Starting to see this book pop up a little more than usual in a 9.4. Got a Captain America 241 Punisher appearance. This is a great cover. Punisher appearance, like I said, right there. We have a 9.8 copy of Daredevil 181 in white pager right there. Very cool. Got to make sure my invoices are organized. All right. We have some more. We'll get some more Eastman stuff coming up here. We have a 9.4 copy of Ultimate Fallout 4. I'm running out of room here. I'll do it like this. Ultimate Fallout 4 and a 9.4. I'll put it here, but you won't see it very well, so I do apologize for that. We've got a really, oh wow, look at this. Now this one, I believe, is a Kraken press. And I believe this was a 7.5. I'm pretty sure this was a 7.5. You ready? ASM 129. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a book that we pressed and it was a 7.5. We got up to a 9.4, but I'll be putting the before and afters this one online soon just to be sure. But I'm pretty sure if I recall correctly, that is what that is, which was awesome. Very happy to see that. We usually get great results from 129. So Dave House, fingers crossed for yours, my friend. We have another TMNT book here. We have a TMNT number 5 from 87, signed by Mr. Eastman, second printing. TMNT number 2, Adventures number 2, Canadian price variant in a 9.8. Awesome book. Great placement there of the signature. And another TMNT Canadian price variant, beautiful. Also in a 9.8, and that's number 1. So we got number 1, number 2, both 9.8. Nothing wrong with that. That's fantastic. All right. So that's it for box number 1. I got 2 more boxes in the can, guys. 2 more boxes left of Signature Series stuff. So if you like your Signature Series books, don't go anywhere. All right, I'm going to pack these up and go back to the chat and see what you guys are saying. Winston's here. How you doing, Winston? Good to see you, my friend. Derek says, how do you press an embossed cover without flattening the raised part? Don't divulge. Oh, there's not really any. There's nothing really. There's no trade secrets, really. It's while these presses do create a lot of pressure and put a lot of pressure on those books. I have never seen an embossed book be flattened after being pressed. So there really is no secret. It's just never been an issue. So don't be afraid to try pressing your embossed books. You know, that said, we don't like squeeze the hell out of them. We don't like squash the books, but that's never been an issue. Dan says, holy moly, I know. Tell me about it. I was so happy. And I felt really good because I believe it belongs to one of my clients from Quebec. That book was dropped off at the Montreal show back in the beginning of July. And because of all the signature series events that happened after Montreal, a lot of the Montreal books got kind of bumped. And so unfortunately, he had to wait a little longer than usual. So I was very happy to contact him with the good news because he was probably getting a little anxious when, where's my books? Where's my books? Yeah, things like that happen. I mean, guys, that's what happens, right? Sometimes when there's other events like that, where we have signature series events, I have to get those books done right away. They can't wait. And if clients do decide to use I have the ER Rush service, which puts them right to the front of the line. It's expensive, but on certain books, they just want to use it. So they do. And if that happens, their books, they supersede everybody else's. So there's always that chance that could happen, right? So, but anyhow. Dave, I know, man. Fingers crossed, brother. Wise Canuck says, what's up, Doc? Wise Canuck, not much. Just trying to get through this live stream and try to get these organized tonight as well, too, if I can. Excited for the Eastman stuff? Yeah, it's all coming back. I think I got more here, too, so don't go anywhere. Spartacus, yes, they are. That's what it said, anyway. That's what it said. Okay. Put these guys away. I'll do one more box because it's going pretty quick, and then I'm going to talk about problems over at CGC. You don't want to miss this, guys. I've had a lot of experiences with them over the last couple of weeks that have really been kind of, I don't want to say freaking me out, but it's starting to concern me. And then I heard yesterday from another client, dealer friend of mine, that he's encountering something similar. So don't go away. You're going to want to hear about this. David says, hey, all, hope you're having a good night. Thanks, David. You too. Michael Richardson says, hello, new subscriber from North Adams, Massachusetts. Welcome. Welcome all the way from Massachusetts. Glad you made it. Spartacus says, oh, I hope those are mine. Well, Spartacus, we will see. All right, let's keep going here. This box here is a pre-screen box. How do I know? Well, because we've got these raw books, which means some pre-screen books were rejected. But let's see. We should have quite a few 9/8s in here. I'll start with some signature series books. We have a TMNT, another TMNT Adventures #1. This is not a Canadian price variant, and it came back at a 9.6. I'll go over to the overhead cam. And then we have another one, #1, also not a Canadian price variant. This one has the sketch and a remark on it, and that came back a 9.8. So I'm sure the owner of that one will be tickled pink. We have also, come here, The Last Ronin, book signed by Eastman and Ben Bishop in a 9.6. And we have a Boom Studios Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and this is for Luke. This could be Luke's as well, too. Luke's got a lot of signature books he's got to pick up soon. This one here is signed by David Fielding, who played Zordon on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, Luke never wants to have his books pressed. I don't know. I would probably recommend it, but you know what I mean? Some people don't want to get them pressed. That's fine. But you know what? You may have gotten that 9.8 had you got it pressed. You never know. You may not have, but you know, for the money and expense, I always recommend just doing the press. If you're going to do it, if you're going to have the book graded, you might as well press them. All right. Okay, here we go. I wonder if these are Kraken presses. I don't know if these are. I don't know. I get so many of these. Here we've got a 9. Oh. No, I don't think that'd be back yet. Okay, I'm going to stop. I get all excited when I see certain books because I think that they're ones that I paid close attention to. And what I mean paid close attention to, books that might have had some special work orders attached, maybe some conservation work. I don't know because there's so many that come in, I can't keep track. So I gotta temper that. I gotta relax a little bit. But anyways, 9.8 copy, direct copy of Amazing Spider-Man 238. Fantastic, glad to see that. And then we have a 3.5 copy of ASM 129. This is a lower grade copy, but nothing wrong with that. All right. Try to fix that so you can see a little better. Yeah, we have some more Eastman books. We have a, TMNT Adventures number 1, again in 9.6. I'll put these one off to the side here. This is a Canadian price variant as well. We have another 9.6, also a Canadian price variant, signed by Mr. Eastman. All right. Oops. And then we have another 9.6 Canadian price variant right there, signed by Eastman as well. Very cool. Very, very cool. Let me go back to the chat room. I'll pack these guys up here. Derek says, I'm a bit further away in New Mexico, USA. Congrats. Everyone's great so far. Derek, that's awesome. New Mexico. That's an area I want to visit one day for sure. Is there a market value difference between Signature and JSA? You know, it's a good question. I am not 100% sure. I am going to guess that they're pretty damn close. You know, that being said, Signature series books, like books that are witnessed, they are witnessed by someone from CGC, right? Like all these books, I can tell you, my witness was there. I was with my witness. We saw all these get signed by the actual celebrities or artists, so we know for sure. With JSA, you are basically depending on authentication by this company. You know, whether there's a computer or an expert looking at, you know, comparing signatures. I don't know how they do it, but there could be errors there, right? There could be errors. So really, Signature series should garner more. But to be quite honest, I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. Has anybody else done any research on that yet? Do you know whether or not JSA books receive the same money as Signature series, or are they less? Because I am not sure. Okay. Now we're getting close to the pre-screen, so you're going to see a lot of 9.8s coming pretty soon. But first, before we see all those 9.8s, how about another 361? And this 361's in a 9.6. All right. Right here. And then here we have probably one of the more popular modern books, Giant Size X-Men number 1 in a 4.0. A little bit of a lower grade book. It's got a bit of a tape pull here, you know. And here we go. I think the rest of this box will probably be 9.8s. Yes, it is. These are all 9.8s coming up. We've got Essentia number 22 and a 9.8. These are all from the pre-screen. So these are all 9.8s. We have Invincible number 2, Whatnot edition, 9.8. We have J. Scott Campbell's Amazing Spider-Man 606 and a 9.8. X-Men 244, first appearance of Jubilee. Guess what? 9.8. We have an ASM 298. Sorry, I lied. 299. 9.8. Can't beat it. All right. Let's keep going. Lots of nine. Oh, wow. We have. This book's awesome. I love this cover here. We've got Doom number 1. Doom number 1 and a 9.8. Fabulous book. Fabulous. But we got Invincible Iron Man number 1. A 9.8. We have, yeah, these are more pre-screens here. We have another Iron Man book. Iron Man, this is a variant. This is a Young variant, Scotty Young variant, 9.8. So, will these books be ready for Saturday? I am going to do my best to sort these tonight. I'm going to try. In which case, I'll contact clients whose orders are complete. Again, guys, if you have books that are, if you have orders that comprise of more than one tier, I will not call you until all the books are back. Well, usually that's the case. Sometimes I will let you know if part of your order is back. I really shouldn't do that, but sometimes I get mixed up because I got so many damn orders. But anyways, once your order is completely complete, I'll send you a text or an email, and you can make arrangements to come pick them up. But again, that's these ones only if I have a chance to sort them tonight. Tomorrow, unfortunately, I have to go to a funeral out of town, so my day tomorrow is gone. Yeah, I'll try to get these done. I'll try to get these done tonight and contact people tonight as well, so you can make appointments to come and see me. Now, next week is Black Friday. Not this week, but next week is Black Friday, and we'll be having a sale at the shop. In fact, I'll have a sale online too. Be probably 15% off submissions, and I'll have sales at the shop too on toys and comics. But if you're from far away, unfortunately, you know, in New Mexico, you can't take advantage of that. All right, let's keep going. We have an Invincible Iron Man, Invincibles #1, another Whatnot edition. This one's also in a 9.8. We have Gwenpool #1, 9.8. And we have another Scotty Young Bullseye #1. So they give us a 9.8. Generous right there, 9.8. So that's box #2. Let's go over to the chat and see what you guys are saying, and then we're going to talk a little bit about what's happening over at CGC. You're going to want to hear this. Okay. David Dryden, he said, oh, Shelby, hey, how's it going? Shelby, long time no see. Well, I do watch your channel from time to time. I see you doing a lot of restoration work, which is pretty cool. Von Hayes says, I think the jury is still out, but I bet the end up being, I would have to agree with you on that, Von Hayes. That's what I'm thinking too. Winston says, when the signature is on the cover, the JSA is comparable to the signature series. I'm not sure when the signature is on the inside. Interesting. But really, the signature series should be worth more because that is 100% authenticated, unlike the after the fact, right? LOL, my order was probably pretty messy for invoicing shipping then, like 10 items and all different kinds. Well, you'd be surprised. There's only so many, Vintage, unfortunately, vintage is going to slow a lot of people down. If you submitted orders to me over the last 3 months, and you had a vintage order in there, yeah, they've just, I mentioned this on my Instagram the other day. They have now increased the vintage turnaround time to 81 business days. So yeah, I'm going to be hanging on to a lot of orders here until those are done. Now, that being said, if you are local and you have an order, like David, if you're local and half your order is back, you want me to check and see when it's back, you can always come and pick up a part of your order. That's not a problem. In fact, I have no problem with that. I prefer it because I end up getting lots and lots of orders here. I'm still getting lots of books back. Trevor says, on the other video had a the other video had a JSA that was not authenticated but came back in 9.8. How does that work? Because technically someone has written on it, so shouldn't it be downgraded? Well, we had that was Mr. Donnelly's Adams book. Yeah, so what Trevor is talking about is the other day, I think 2 or 3 shows ago, we had an X-Men, I want to say it was like 107 or 119, I think, something like that. Anyways, it had Terry Austin and John Byrne's signature on the inside. We sent it out for authentication, and the book came back with JSA. The book came back 9.8 still, and they didn't authenticate it. It said that the signature was not deemed, they couldn't verify the signatures. So what Trevor's saying is right. Well, if you've got writing inside the book and it came back a blue label, shouldn't have been like a 9.4 or a 9.6 because, in the old days, a green label would have come back 9.8. If you want to change that from a green to a blue label, they would have knocked it for having signatures on the inside of the book or on the cover or wherever the signatures might be. So yeah, Trevor, I can't answer that. I have no idea. I think we're going back to the inconsistencies of CGC, which unfortunately at times can be many. Spartacus says, do the last Rowan Eastman Sig get shipped differently than the TMNT comics? You mean the magazines? No, they used to ship them back in the same box. I think they still are shipping them back in the same box. I have received magazines and comics in the old box style and in the new box style. So yeah, they come back at the same time. Now that's for me. For dealers, if you're just a regular Joe, no, they're not shipping them back in the same box. You're going to get a separate magazine order and a separate comic order. Okay. Conservation, but I learned the basics from you, my friend. You are the... Oh, come on, Shelby. Thanks very much. Thank you. Yeah, guys, you should check out Shelby's Comics channel. I've been on his channel a couple of times. A lot of fun over there. And he's doing a lot of work. If you're interested in doing conservation work yourself or dabbling into conservation work, get on over to his channel. He's starting to have a lot of tutorials. And his cat makes regular appearances, right, Shelby? And you can see some of the techniques he's doing to do in regards to conservation. So pretty cool to see. Trevor says, I'm glad he got a good grade. Oh, so am I. And so the problem now is, okay, it's not authenticated. You got a 9.8. Do you send it back? I said, don't do it. I said, keep that book and just leave it the way it is. It's still a 9.8. Leave it be. And I think that's what he's going to end up doing. I know I wouldn't send it back at that point. Okay, let's talk about CGC really quick. Well, maybe not really quick. This is kind of an update as to what's going on over there. Now, a couple of weeks back, or about a week and a half ago, I did a video talking about the layoffs over at CGC, what could be going on over there. Well, around the same time, I received an email. Now, before I even say this, guys, understand, I've been working with CGC since 2012, I think it is. Over 10 years I've been working with CGC, and I have never, that's not true. Once before, Bart, one of my clients in New York, had a problem with a book. They damaged one of his books. But in 10 years, over 10 years, I had one problem. That was Bart's platinum copy of Spider-Man #1. That was an issue. About 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I get an email, and I'm going to mention his name because Jason won't mind. Jason sent in some books for Reslab. Now, I don't send Reslabs on their own unless, you know, you're a really, really good client. If you're sending lots of books in, then I'll send Reslabs in for you. But if you're just coming to see me to send one Reslab in, I probably won't do it. It's a lot of work, and I really make no money on it. But anyways, I sent in some Reslabs. He had several Reslabs, and one of them was a New Mutants 87 in a 9.6. So he wanted a Reslab. Well, I get an email from Josh, the customer service guy at CGC, saying, unfortunately, during the process, the book was damaged. It went from a 9.6 to a 6.5. I'm like, what the frick did they do to this book? And they didn't press it. I didn't press it either. All they had to do was take it out of the slab and reslab it and give it the 9.6 again and send it back. Well, it was damaged, and they offered him some money, and you know, that went back and forth a little bit, and Jason was cool, said fine, I'll take the money for it. They gave him pretty close to what the book's worth anyways, and he was happy with that. And they kept the book. They kind of bought the book from him. Okay. Then, and they probably kept it there as a teaching tool to newbies at the CGC. Less than like about 4 days later, I get another email, and I think it's the same email being sent again. Dear Comic Doctor, unfortunately, you know, certification number, blah, 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 but it was a different certification number. This time, it was a client's ASM 298. We pressed it, we sent it in. The book received a 9.8. Unfortunately, the book was damaged during the process, and it's now an 8.0. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? It's been 12 years almost. And I've had only one issue, and in less than 7 days, I had 2 damaged books. I'm starting to freak out a little bit here, right? So I contact the owner. He's obviously not happy. His 9.8, 298 is now an 8.0. And then he said they offer him a claim, and I said, you like that amount of money? He says no. I go back, and so now I'm involved, right? Because I'm the shipper, guys. And you wonder why, you know, people don't want to do CGC anymore. When crap like this happens, I have to get involved. So that Reslab book, for example, that I made nothing on, I got really nothing on it because I must have wrote about 4 or 5 emails about that Reslab book. And now the other client's book with the 298, same thing. You know, he wasn't happy with how much they were offering, so I had to go back and forth and back and forth. I've talked, and let me tell you, when you're talking to CGC customer service, all of a sudden they're bouncing me around to different customer service people. I'm talking to different people. That became very, again, remember me going back to saying, where's my dedicated customer service rep? Well, I don't have one. You know, you spend $150,000 with CGC and you still don't get a rep, right? Anyways, so here I am, you know, emailing back and forth, and they offer him, I guess, a final amount. He says fine. He's still not happy. And what sucks about this is, to be honest, is I feel like he blames me for the damage, even though I didn't do the damage because it happened at CGC. In fact, I have his book back. There's a huge tear at the top. They damaged the book. It was a 9.8. They said it. But he's disappointed. I don't want to disappoint anybody. I don't want anybody to be disappointed. I'm a customer service guy. I want my clients to be happy. I want them to enjoy the whole process. And so this poor guy, unfortunately, did not enjoy the process. And he's quite livid, I could tell. Anyhow, long story short, I signed off on the claims. They're going to be getting their money back for their books. And they gave them pretty close to current GPA on the books. So that's a good thing. But still, a lot of rigmarole for yours truly and a lot of bad news for clients. Now, that was 2 clients. And then everything kind of settled down. And I thought, okay, maybe that was a bad week, you know? Then I get a call from another client of mine who sends in thousands of books a year to CGC. And he sends in the last few months, he sent in something like 2,000 or 3,000 books. And they damaged a lot of them. He got a notice back saying they damaged a lot of his books. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? What's going on here, guys? Is this because of the layoffs? Are they hiring, again, new people being brought on? Or what's going on here? I'm not nervous to send books in. I just showed you a whole slew of books. There's no problem with most of these books. Most of the books come back just fine. But now I'm hearing from other people, they're also seeing an increase in damaged books. And this can't be good for CGC. This is going to cost them a fortune in the long run, no? Anyways, maybe you want to wait. Maybe you don't want to send books in right now. I don't know. If it were me, I would still send books in. I'm still not that concerned about it because the sheer amount of books that I do send in, you know, to see the years have gone by where they've not damaged a single book, guys, right? So to have a couple now, it's unfortunate, but the odds are still good that your books are going to be just fine. However, hearing from my friend that they are now experiencing something similar and on a grander scale has me a little concerned. What do you think? Let's go to the chat and see what you guys are saying about this. Spartacus. Okay, we did that one. Shelby. We did that one. Trevor. I'm glad he got a good rate. You guys aren't saying much at all. I thought you were saying more than that. Bad Hombre. What about all the CGC 9.6 and 9.8 books that were slab damaged that are now 8 zeros inside the case? Well, that Android makes a good point. What about all the CGC 9.6 to 9.8 books that are slab damaged that are now 8 zeros? I'm going to tell you something. You heard me just talk about one of these books, about them being generous on it. Yeah, I'll tell you, I do see a lot of that, Mike. I do see a lot of books, and I'm sure you do too, where you get them back and you're like, this book looks like trash inside this slab. Now, would a press bring them back to a 9.8 or to their previous grade? Probably in many cases, but in some cases, no. I'm seeing people bring me books. Another client brought some books in on Tuesday. Monday. He brought some books in on Monday, and he's saying, can you get these damages out of the book, Kevin? You want to do some CPR? And the damage he was showing me, I said, this damage on these books are not on the books prior to being slabbed. The damage you're pointing out to me right now is damage from being inside that inner well. Because what that means is the grade you see right there, the grade is pre being slabbed. Now that the book's inside the slab, it's got new dents on the bottom corners, dents on the side. Yes, I can get those dents out, but that's not going to increase the grade because those dents were not there prior to being slabbed. So Mike is 100% right. There is a real problem. Oh, there was a real problem. Most of what I just saw there was just fine. What are they going to do? Are they going to retool their whole system? Maybe they need to. I don't know. Dan, it says, makes me nervous to submit anything modern. Silver Age still seems to be the safe bet. I don't know. I don't have to tell you. Guys, it's a business. You've got people working there. I really think, I think Dannon actually, I wish I could show that. Dannon actually sent me a, actually, maybe I can read it. Dannon sent me a notice. And Dannon, where did this come from? I'm going to look this up on my phone. Dannon sent me a clip from Instagram about a guy talking about the workers at CGC. Dannon, perhaps you could just let us know exactly where this originates from, and I'm going to try to read it to everybody. because I don't have it on my, let's see if I can find it here. There it is right there. Yeah, this is crazy. All right, this is from Newsstand 9.9 stage. And this is from a guy named @DaPotato. So anyways, look, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but I may or may not work for this company. So this is somebody who says he may or may not work for CGC. And I can confirm there were a large amount of layoffs that happened all across the company yesterday. Meanwhile, they're forcing everyone to hit higher and higher quotas. Right off the bat, that makes me nervous, right? When you're meeting quotas, quality control goes down, right? Morale is terrible in there, and it's all upper and middle management's fault. They truly do not understand the comic community or how to make decisions for the best interest of the employees or the customers. Not to mention that the amount of employees there that have never even been to a comic shop, let alone to read a single book, that continually damage books because CGC is too busy dealing with their multitude of QC quality control problems to actually train anyone on the proper handling of books. Yeah, that scares the hell out of me. And I've always been nervous about that, and I've said that. I've said, are the people that work there comic book fans? Are people that work there, do they know how to handle comics? Because listen, guys, you guys come to my shop, you take your comics out of the bags. I see how you're handling the books. Most of you, like 99% of you, know what you're doing. Hell, I know what I'm doing. But some people don't know what they're doing. And if you're giving books to people, and I'll be honest, that's why I had a real problem. A few months ago, I showed that video from CGC of that young employee who works there. I'm not saying this lady doesn't know how to handle comic books, but I just don't believe I just can't believe she's a comic book fan. I just didn't believe it. I didn't buy it. And again, I'm judging a book by its cover. I know I'm doing that, and that's not necessarily the right thing to do, but it did not put me at ease seeing that this person was someone that was handling books. I also wasn't happy with the way the whole grading setup was. A computer, a stack of comics, not a lot of space to work. That made me nervous too. So yeah, anyway, I'll continue. Also, the place is crawling with miserable people who constantly talk trash about the customers and actively hold resentment towards all of them for making them actually do their job. And don't even get me started on the terrible popularity contest system they have for being promoted. You could be the best worker in that building, but if you haven't kissed at least 12 people, well, that's everywhere, 12 people's butts, you are going nowhere. So if you ever wondered why your books got damaged or you got the wrong information on a label, it's probably because the people verifying these books don't actually know jack shit about comics. They're just buddy with the people who handle the promotions. Hope this gives some insight. So yeah, that's pretty scary. Again, how would I know? I don't know what it's like at CGC. I've never been there. Here I am griping about that again, right? But again, why would you not? I wish I could contest this. I wish I could say, no, this person's wrong. I've been to CGC. I've seen the workers there. I've seen the whole place firsthand. It's a first-class operation. I can't say that. I want to say that. I can't say that because I was not allowed in the building. I was not wanted. So I can't defend you, CGC. I'd like to, but I can't because I was not given that opportunity to check out your facility, to meet the people that work there, you know? And people like me, the dealers that you want to to muster up business for you, you need to take care of us, man. And I'm not talking only financially. I mean, you got to take care of us, make us a part of this team, not a part of the team, right? Anyways, everything on that letter terrifies me, but it makes total sense, doesn't it? What are you guys saying? Derek says, if this is happening to modern books, I'm way more fearful of older, more fragile books, brittle pages, pop staples, cover about to detach. Those are way more prone to handling. Well, for sure they are. So much so that I sent Kevin's Journey Mystery 83 in the first Thor about 3 weeks ago, and I put a big sign on the. I bagged and boarded it, but it was a very fragile spine. I wrote in big, please be very careful handling this book. Detached at the top, may detach from bottom, that sort of thing. Because I don't know who's handling these books. I would assume that people that big books are handled by a different grader, I think. But hey, again, I don't know. I can't speak to it. I don't know. Derek says, not more prone, but more susceptible, I should say. Yeah, for sure. Justin says, hey, Doc, join late. Was that ASM one of mine? I don't know, Justin. I don't know. I got excited, but I'm not sure. I think yours is still in queue. I think yours is still in queue there, but you never know. Again, I won't know until later on tonight. Anyways, guys, listen. I got one more box, by the way. Don't go anywhere. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Look, the CGC want to damage your books. Of course they don't want to damage your books. They don't. But you know what? It's a company that's multifaceted. It has lots of different departments. It's a very busy facility. I could only imagine. And you know what? You need to have employees. And when you have employees, you can't keep control of them all the time. You can't watch them like a hawk 24/7. You just can't. The thing is, if you're hiring comic book lovers, people that actually love comic books, and I can't understand how they can't find those people. I bet if you went to a Comic-Con and you said, we're hiring, you would find people that know how to handle books that would probably love to work there, even for minimum wage. But, it concerns me. It does concern me. Again, of course, the company's not out to destroy anyone's book, but, when you have 100 employees, you can't keep control of that. And shit goes sideways, right? And how do you make the guy in receiving or the guy in shipping care about the books? How? I don't know how you do that unless you pay them very, very well. Eric says, sent an X-Men 25 signed by Andy Kubert to get slabbed at Fan Expo Chicago, and it came back with a dented corner. The cover is, then you're out of luck. Eric, it looked like it was dropped and then smoothed out to hide the fact it was damaged. Listen, they did not have to tell me that my client's book came back a 9.8 because I sent the book in for grading. I did not know the grade. They said your book's a 9.8. It is now an 8.0 because it was torn. They could have said the book was a 9.2, but they didn't lie. I mean, they could have and they didn't, right? So, you got to give them that, right? I mean, the company, I think they are trying, right? I mean, even again, these slabs, if the slabs come back broken, they're still getting them, they're still fixing them for people. If you're unhappy with the way your book looks inside the slab, like Mike says, they will take a look at that. They might even press it and make it better. It depends. It's a case by case basis, but they do want to help. And the customer service people I do talk to are very friendly and very good to me. Again, I wish as a person who submits a lot of books, I wish they would give me someone I could talk to directly and not have to go through the rigmarole of emails and what have you. That's another big complaint of mine. But something's going on over there. They've had a really freaking weird, strange year, man. And now this is happening. If you are seriously concerned, honestly, about sending your books in right now, whether you're using me or anybody else, or even yourself, send them in, you may want to hold off a few weeks. Again, I haven't seen any more damaged books. I haven't got any more of those emails, thank God. But my friend got an email just 2 days ago, and he had a hell of a lot more books get damaged than I did. I have a feeling something happened in shipping. I think something happened when they were taking the books out of the box because a lot of them are damaged. So, we haven't heard anything from CGC's upper brass since January about the reholder swap gate. Nothing about banana bends. Nothing about layoffs. Nothing about employee damage allegations. Yeah, I know. It's a scary proposition. I don't know why. I don't know why they wouldn't want to have contact with their clients. Again, the main reason I come on here every week, I try to get on here live at least once a week to talk to you. I want you guys to know you can contact me and talk to me right now. You can ask me any question you want, and I'll do my best to answer it. And I do that to put my clients at ease. Listen, I've got clients in Montreal still waiting for their books. I haven't seen these people since, and I met a lot of these guys for the first time in Montreal at the end of June, early July. And they gave me their books, and they haven't seen me again. And I left their province and came to Ontario. Who's this comic doctor guy? Did he take my books? Are my books gone forever? No, of course they're not. But I tell them, come on YouTube every week, so you can see the process and know where your books are at any given moment. And I want to put you at ease. To me, that is the most important, one of the most important aspects of this business that make you feel comfortable, right? To know your books are not held hostage here. Your books are in queue. They're getting worked on. And I don't understand why a company like CGC wouldn't do that. Why not have a rep? Like they laid off that CGC moderator. I think he moderated. I don't go on the CGC boards, but apparently they had a moderator there, and they laid that guy off. Like if he's the connection between the CGC upper brass and the customers, why would you get rid of that person? That makes me very nervous. Makes me very, very nervous. Winston says, they own up to the big damages. It's the small damages like color breaking spine ticks you can't do anything about. That's right. They'll say, well, that happened in shipping, or that happened here, or that happened there. You can't prove a damn thing. Even if you take a picture before you send the book in. And you know what? They have been very good about that. But again, a very minor blemish or a very minor tick or something like that, they may say, well, that could just happen when it was shipped, right? So yeah, it's scary. Eric says, I sent a Batman 608 9.8 for a reholder at Motor City Comic Con a few weeks back. Nervous about what it comes back like. Hopefully it comes back fine. I would never have thought in a million years that a reholder would get damaged. That boggled my mind. And what's really strange about that is I believe Jason's New Mutants 87, the slab was damaged, but the inner well was fine, and it was a newer style inner well. All they had to do was crack it, put in a new one, seal it, send it back. So what the hell happened to that book to drop from a 9.6 to a 6.5? They must have sliced it when they were cutting it out. They must have cut that book out and they sliced it. They must have done something really heinous to that book for it to drop that big of a grade, that much of a grade. Peter says CGC issues are consistent with results when CGC issues are consistent with results when large holding companies buy companies that have a special focus and profit is priority. And that's a sad thing too. I heard that they're thinking of, my chat keeps getting disconnected. That's really strange. It'll come back again. It's back on again. Yeah, that's very sad, isn't it? You know, yeah, I don't know how to respond to that. You know, where profits are key. And just big turnover. You know, listen. I'll tell you, I don't love doing. I've said that, I'm not afraid to say this. I've said this to you if you're in my shop. I don't love doing CGC. To me, it's a lot of work with very little upside. I don't make a lot. I'll be honest. I don't make a lot doing it. But you guys seem to want it, so that's why I offer it. If you didn't want it, I wouldn't offer it. It's a lot of work, and then when mishaps like this happen, when problems happen, you know, I have to take care of it, and that's where I really lose not only time but money, because I'm busy on the email, I'm busy on the phone talking to them, and it's a waste of time dealing with these types of problems. Now, you're going to have to. Problems are going to happen from time to time, and I'm well aware of that, you know. But it'd be nice to have like a 6 or 8 month period where no problems happen. But this year, that has not been the case. It has not been the case. Derek says, CGC Mike, exactly why you get rid of the single point of contact liaison between CGC management and customers. Yeah, send signals. That's it. That CGC management doesn't care about the concerns. Exactly. I thought that exact same thing. It really is scary. There was a time there where Matt Nelson was making appearances on different people's podcasts, which is good, you know, different shows. That's a good gesture, but be consistent, do it more often. But he's a busy guy. He can't be doing YouTube shows all the time, but you should have a rep talking to different people. Anyways, it's I don't know what to say. It's a lot of this, I think, again, goes back to the dealers, and those dealers that send in a lot of books, not given that that's not the words respect, but it's some power. Like, I want to know what CGC. Like, I'm sending people's books to this company, and I don't know what how this company operates. Like, seriously, and that kind of scares me. Again, I don't need to know the whole inner workings of the place, but I really wish when someone says, "Hey, Kevin, what happens here? Or what happens there?" I can't answer because I don't know. I don't know what's happening. You know, I would like to see how the encapsulation machine works. I've seen pictures of it and I've seen really quick little snippets, but I want to see how it works. You know, not because I'm going to copy them and create my own grading company. I could give a shit about that. I have no interest in doing that at all. I'd sign a non-disclosure. I'd sign a non-compete, whatever they want. But I want to see how it operates so I can tell you, you know, or if I see something in these books, I can then recognize there might be a problem, guys. You might want to fix it, you know. But of course, if they don't offer us that information, if they're not that forthright with their dealers, then what are we supposed to do, right? Shelby says, trust me all, I've spoken to Kevin at length about his service of sending to CGC, and he only makes a few dollars per submission. He's a saint doing God's work. Thank you. It's true. I think a lot of guys think we make tons of money doing this, guys. We don't. We really, really don't. You know, I know some guys really upcharge a lot, but you know what? Yeah, no, it's a lot of work, and it's not only me. Other dealers too, who do this work. It's not. And the problem is when the problem does happen, it's a lot of headache on the submitter. Like my two clients whose books were damaged, they phone. They won't talk to them. They'll only talk to me because my name's in the submission form. So I have to be involved in this to the bitter end. Like with even the refund, they're going to wire me the money, then I have to wire it to them or give them a refund, which is a pain. I don't want to do all that. Why don't you just deal with the customer whose book you screwed up and send them the money directly? Why do I got to get involved, right? It's that's where it really sucks. But thanks, Shelby. Eric, thanks for the $2 super chat, man. Certainly appreciate that. That's very nice of you. Jason says, hey, Kevin, I have a golden age book with a significant spine split. Would you recommend leaving it or using tape to conserve the book? I had that Superman #2 last week, Carlo's book. I sent it off this week, and it had a massive spine split, and it was detached. It was a 1/8. I still think the book's it looks a lot better. I still think the book's going to come back a 1/8. But he seems to think that even with a split cover and detached cover, the book can come back a 2.0 because it's all intact and it's quite nice. So we're trying it. I offered to fix the split and to reattach the book using tape, acid-free tape. He did the research and found that it was not beneficial to the grade to do that. So you got to be very careful. Shelby says, please do not tape. CG does not count down too much, but I can conserve for you. So I think Shelby's talking about perhaps doing, what do you call it? Leaf casting. Yeah, leaf casting is better than tape, but with leaf casting, you're going to get a conserved label. With tape, you still don't get a conserved label. You get a blue label. It'll just mention the tape. So Shelby, the problem is a lot of guys still don't want that conserved label, which is crazy to me. Conserved label, I think, is a little more respectable than using tape. But tape, for some reason, still garners a blue label. So a lot of guys will opt for tape instead. Tear seal with Japanese paper, but yes, you can get conserved label, yes. And the beautiful, what Shelby's talking about there, using Japanese paper or leaf casting, it's all reversible, right? It's all reversible. So that's the nice thing. If you put tape on that book, tape's not fun. Tape's not fun to get off, let me tell you. So, but again, most people at this point, when they're doing that sort of work, or sorry, when they're doing tape, like we will put small pieces, if we have a little piece falling off, we cut like, Napur's got very tiny little fingers. I don't know how she does it. She can slice like little pieces of like acid-free tape, and you can't even see it. And she'll put it on, and she'll affix a little small piece. So we do use it. If a piece is going to fall off, it's not worth the Japanese paper. We don't want to get the conserved label. We know clients don't want conserved. They don't want restored. They don't want tape. They don't want tear seals. So we'll put a fine little piece of tape on there. We will do that. Yeah, anyways, so lots of options. I don't know if the comic book collecting community will ever embrace conservation in a much more positive light. It should. You know, we're doing conservation work now too. Like I said, we're doing, deacidification books. We're doing tear seals. We're doing all kinds of little, small little conservation jobs. We are also going to be getting into the leaf casting soon as well, but we're not quite there yet. You need room for this stuff too, right? And we want to make sure everything's well organized. But you know what? I got another box to share with you guys. So keep talking amongst yourselves. Let me get to box number 3. We have a lot more. What do you call it? Signature Series books. So don't go anywhere. We have this is a cool Grim Tale of Terrors, Bridgewater Triangles, Zenoscope, a variant cover in a 9.8 overhead cam. This is box number 3, guys. We also have a Black Panther number 1 in a 9.8. Now for a lot of Kevin Eastman books. Here we go. Oh, I think that's my book. One of my books came back. TMNT number 1 from 24 this year. Right there in a 9.8. I think this one's mine right here. Hey, Trevor, you got more books coming back. I thought this was going to come back higher. I graded this like a 9.92. Came back an 8.5, but this is my own copy. 5th print, signed by Eastman. We have some Conan books here. I love this. Conan signed by Eastman here. And another one here. Both 9.8. What do we got here? Another Conan book. Very sweet. 9.8. I'm going to put that one away because it came with a little card. I don't want to lose the card. Oh, that's the wrong guy. Trevor Collins. Huh. We have a Mark Spector Moon Knight 55. A 9.8. We have a 9.4 copy of X-Men 251. There. All right, this one's getting pretty, that stack's pretty high. I'll just keep going. I'll go like this from now on. We got a 251. Beautiful. Not 251, is it? 221, sorry, 9.8 white pager signed by Mark Silvestri, another Fan Expo book. The Fan Expo books are still coming back. We have Helverine, number 1, signed by Stegman. Stegman, yeah. Pretty cool. And we have another 251. At a 9.6. A lot of 251 was a busy book, boy. Back at Fan Expo, after Deadpool came out, everybody wanted that 251, man. Everybody wanted them. Ugh. Let me go back to the. I gotta pack these up. I don't want them to fall over here. Derek says leaf casting is much better than tape. I agree. Shelby's coming. Tear seal with Japu. We said that already. To get a conservative label, we said that as well. Shelby, my soapbox. These comics will not last for the next generation if you do not conserve. And Trevor says Eastman Conan, yay. Because you are a Conan fan through and through. Anybody watching a Leaf game? Are they still winning? I forgot there's a Leaf game tonight. Oh, if anybody has a lead on not like gold tickets, but decent tickets for January, any January games in Toronto, please hit me up. Let me know because I want to take Jack to go see a game. If anybody has access to tickets, we have a friend who can get us like really nosebleed tickets. I want a little bit better than that. If we can. Never know. People sometimes know where we can get those tickets. Yeah, when it comes to, you know, leaf casting books and tear sealing books, you know, I see a lot of guys working on modern books, like not like this, but you know, modern books. And it's like, I kind of giggle, you know, they do like the B-lead and they do all these different types of techniques to make the book better. I'm like, well, if it's your own personal book, fine. But, you know, you can't expect, you know, someone like me, no offense, to work on that book, because it's just not worth it. We got to charge for that, right? So it has to be worth it. The book has to be worth conserving. It has to have some kind of value. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. Thanks, Josh. They're still winning 1-0. All right, I'll probably catch a tail end of that soon. You know, listen, I think it's great when guys... you know, like Jerry the Jitterbug. I'm sure you've watched him on YouTube or heard of him on YouTube. Yeah, he'll work on books and he'll experiment. He'll do Franken books and merge books together and marry them all up and just have fun with it. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's kind of fun, you know. But you know, let's be honest. You're not getting certain work done that's not worth it. The other day, actually, funny enough, at the shop on look at this. Oh, hold on a sec. I can reach this or not. Andy came in on the weekend and dropped this off. Now, have I ever worked on something like this? Look at this. This is pretty cool. Right? It's a New York Islanders Stanley Cup Finals pennant from 1982. And it's signed by the whole team. Right? This thing, look at that. And it's all got, you know, stains all over it. And it's disgusting and whatever. Smells very musty. He wants me to try and do something with this. And you know what? It's not paper, guys. It's felt. And I'm going to play around with this. I think I can get this looking pretty good. So I'm going to do that. And then on Saturday, another guy brought in a huge print, like a cowboy print. It's like from an artist. It's like a sketch, like a lithograph. And I'm going to work on that too. It's all dented up. We're going to fix it. So, I mean, it's branching out. We're not only doing comics, we're doing all sorts of crazy stuff lately. Been starting to see a lot of other paper products, other paper items, and even stuff like this coming in, which is kind of exciting and kind of fun. But the lithograph as well, you know, the artists, we checked, the lithograph is worth around $1,500, $2,000. So it's certainly worth improving because it's got some damage to it, but damage that I know we can fix in one of our large presses. So that's kind of fun. Yeah, EJ says, I've been terrified to send my Golden Age books to CGC due to Banana Gate and the other nightmares I hear. To be honest, this whole Banana Gate thing, I'm telling you, it was caused by an employee that did not know what they were doing. Guaranteed. Same thing with the crack slabs from like 8-9 months ago. That said, I found that the Banana Gate problem did not really affect Golden Age books or Silver Age books all that much. It seemed to be more problematic with moderns. I'm not saying it didn't happen in the other areas, but it seemed to be more prevalent with the modern books. Jason says, will you still submit to CGC for grading games? I have 4 with you. You have 4 with me. I think they're gone and they're there. I think they're already there. I sent a bunch of games out about a week ago. I haven't billed anybody yet, but I will. So if you dropped off games like weeks ago, they're at CGC. Shelby said, I agree. We are talking about mainly Golden Age books. Those are made with the worst paper and are just falling to pieces as we speak. If any intervention is undertaken. Yeah, and it's a lot of fun to see them improve too. Right? Jive Turkey says, ever watch the vintage movie poster restoration? Yes, it's wild. Also very, 100%. I love all that. I love when you ever see that guy take the old Millennium Falcon? The guy does toys. He took the old Millennium Falcon from 1978 and he took it all apart and it looked like brand new when he was done. And also old tin toys from the 30s and the 40s. I love seeing that stuff. There's another guy who restores Hot Wheel cars. Find him on YouTube. There's a guy who restores Hot Wheel and Matchbox cars. Unbelievable. He basically he sandblasts them, he repaints them with airbrushes. They look like brand new when they're done. Yeah, anything to do with restoration, guys, I am hip to that. Again, I got my start not working on these. I've always been a comic book collector, but I started restoring antique furniture when I was in grade 13 back in like 1989, 1990. I just, for some reason, started refinishing old furniture. I just got a kick. I don't even know how that happened. My dad used to take me to auctions, and I'd buy, old old antique bed frames and and chest of drawers and old dining room tables, and I would strip them down, and I'd fix any problems, and I'd put them on my dad and my mom's place was on a really busy area, so I'd just take them, put them on our front boulevard. I'd lock them up. I put a for sale sign on it, and I usually sold the stuff in a day. That's what I used to do when I was like 18, 19 years old, right? And then I ended up getting into phonographs. I have not here. I got phonographs in the garage, and I got a couple downstairs, but I started collecting phonographs, old record players from the 1920s and 30s, and I restored those. I got a real kick into that. That's where my foray into restoration started, was with antique furniture, wooden furniture. Yeah, man, any restoration, I just totally get a kick out of it. I love taking something old and making it usable again. You know, I really get a kick out of that. Shelby says, those ladies doing post restoration are amazing. Yeah, they are good. There's those ladies also on Instagram. It's probably the same ones. Okay, we got some more books. We're not done yet. We've got a 9.6 copy of ASM 300 right here. Let me go back to the overhead cam so you can see it. We also have another copy of 141. This is a newsstand copy. This is a nice copy. What the heck? And it's a 9.6. Pretty copy. And then we have, nice. What if Jane Foster had found the Hammer of Thor in a 9.8? Wolverine. Oh, we got a couple of big books in here, guys. Didn't see that Silver Age key in there. We got a Wolverine Limited Series number 2 in a 9.8. Daredevil number 1. I've been holding off on you guys. Daredevil number 1 in a 2.5. Wow, a 2.5. Holy shit, I can't believe they gave this book a 2.5. All right, it's a 2.5. Look at that spine. Look at this. It's missing a chunk right there. And the spine is pretty bad, right? Where is it? Right there. Look at it. 2.5. I saw an AF-15 at 1.8 on Facebook. A guy was debating whether to buy it or not. It was a way nicer than this in a 1.8. He should definitely buy it. I said on the post, that'll bump to a 2 for sure. Maybe a 2.5. Anyways, 2.5 Daredevil number 1. A really nice copy of Werewolf by Night 32. 8.5 white pager. 8.5. Boy, they're really generous with this, guys. Like, this is a really generous grade. Look at this. 8.5 with a dog ear at the bottom corner right there. Can you see that? It's not very clear, but right there. Look at that dog ear when the light moves away. See that dog ear? Wow. They were really nice to this book. This to me is like maybe a 7.58. Oh, well, happy birthday. 8.5. We got a 9.6 copy of Wolverine number 1 limited series. And a whole bunch more Turtles books. Let me pack these guys up, and we'll end it with some more Signature Series books. We got quite a few here. Let me put these guys away. I'll go back to the chat. Where's my chat? Chat. Boom. All right. Mike Washburn. Hey, Mike, how's it going? Go Leafs. Yeah, that's right. Nice. Well, Mike, your books are be going at the CGC next week. They're all ready to go. All right, pack these guys up. Again, guys, I'll be at the shop this Saturday from 11 till 2. I'll be there doing pre-screening. I'll be there also taking submissions for CGC and pressing and all that stuff. And the following weekend, I'm there every weekend, guys, every Saturday from 11 till 2. But the following weekend, I'll be there, and it'll be a great time for newbies to come on by. 15% off of pressing on Black Friday weekend. So come on down for that. And oh, by the way, I'll be in Mississauga this Sunday from 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. for the Mississauga Comic Book Show. If you're local to Mississauga, come on down and say hi to me. Come and say hi. Come meet me at the Mississauga Comic Book Show. More information on that on my Facebook page and on my website as well, thecomicdoctor.com. Mike was responsible for introducing the world to Wolverine's very first solo story, which we thought was X-Men, what was it? 133 or 132? Mike actually found it in a different place. Go see Kevin. All right. Here we go. Oh, here's some fun ones in here. Some more Luke's books in here. All right. Some more Signature Series books. These ones are from London as well. We have a TMNT book in a 9.8, really nice copy. Ooh, don't want to lose my camera there. Oh, did I lose it? No, I didn't. There it is. Okay, right there. We also have a really cool sketch cover of by Ben Bishop. What? Oh, what an idiot! That's a Kevin Eastman sketch cover, and they put Ben Bishop's name on there. They screwed it up. The next one that's Ben Bishop's, and they said it was Kevin Eastman. They mixed them up. Great. Just great. See? Now I got to send these back. So happy. All right, I'm going to put those off to the side and ship them back. That's a little aggravating. This next one is fun if you're a fan of the Trailer Park Boys. Are you a fan of the Trailer Park Boys? We have, you see, Luke, another 9.6. I don't like these 9.6s. Could have got you a 9.8. We should have pressed it. Anyways, we've got the Trailer Park Boys Get an Effing Comic Book. It's signed by Jacob Rolfe, Bernard Robichaud, and Sam Tarasco. These are different characters. These are not the main characters. Some of the side characters on the show. Anyways, they were not fun to get. They were never there. I was in London waiting for these guys. The one guy, I think Sam, took forever. He was late. Then he didn't stay. I got there the first day. By 1 o'clock, they had all left. Like at 1 o'clock, they were gone. Then I went back on the Sunday morning. I had to leave to go to the Toronto Comic Book Show. And I'm waiting and waiting. The two guys show up. The one guy is like an hour and a half late. He finally shows up. So anyways, got your Sigs for you, Luke. All right, moving right along. Another TMNT book here. These, I think, belong to Oswald. These are for Oswaldo, I believe, out in Montreal. Kevin Eastman signed this one right here. Really nice looking book in a 9.8. And then we've got Cal Dodd, the voice of Wolverine on X-Men 97. Signed Wolverine, Cal Dodd, right there as well. And that, my friends, is it. Mike says 133 for the X-Men first appearance of Wolverine's solo story, but is it? No, it's not. It's actually now a UK magazine is a new one. Perhaps you want to let everybody know, Mike, what issue it is we're talking about. The UK Marvel magazine. You can find the very first Wolverine solo story in, but unfortunately, since Mike broke the story, that book has gone through the roof now. Another Go Collect and all the rest of those companies have indicated it's the very first Wolverine or Logan solo story. Spartacus says, just crack them yourselves and switch labels. Good idea. I would if I could, believe me. Chris McCann, those sketches are mine. Sorry, Chris. They look great. I can only do what I can do. They got to go back. Unless you want them. If you want them like this, I'll give them to you like this. Let me know, Chris. Otherwise, I got to go back to CGC. And I hate doing that. I hate sending them back to CGC because who knows what could happen. Ugh. Anyways. Hey, John, how's it going? Chris says, I assume. Yeah, no, they're yours. They're yours, Chris, because you're the only one who had those blank covers. Spartacus 204, boo. Hoping to see Last Ronin signed. Eastman, maybe next week. Listen, I got another box just arrived today. I'll be showing that box off next week. And I think another box should be here by Saturday. So expect 2 more unboxings next week. The best part of that UK first Wolvie story solo is it's the Conan cover. Oh, there you go. The artwork on that Wolvie story is pretty nice too, actually. All right, guys, listen. Again, thanks so much for popping by and sharing this wonderful Wednesday evening with me to share all these awesome client books with you. I'll be back again, like I said, next week for another live unboxing. And again, if you want books graded or pressed or clean, now's a great time to get them in. We have a new tracking system on my website as well. So once you put the online submission form in, your order goes right to tracking immediately. You can start tracking the process of the order right away. So try it out. Why don't you try that out? Okay, guys, that's it for me. Have a fantastic night. Hope to see some of you this weekend. And if you're new here, thanks for popping by. Glad you made it, and hope to see you again next week. Have a great night, guys. All the best. Hope to see you at Mississauga Comic Book Show. See you there.